What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Hypocritical AF podcast. I am your host, Albert Fig, and man, let me tell you, COVID cases are fucking rising and rising and rising and rising. Everybody getting COVID. Everybody getting COVID. Now, granted, luckily and thankfully, it's not, it hasn't been anything, crazy, life-threatening. And luckily, for the most part, people have just been getting a little sick, you know what I mean? It's kind of like they don't know if it's like, fuck, am I hungover or was I up all night at a rave? You know what I mean? It's one of those type of things, you know what I mean? Nonetheless, still positive, for COVID. So everybody out. When I say everybody, I mean, bro, everybody out. But like I said, luckily it's nothing, life-threatening or anything crazy like that. But welcome back. Okay, I want to say good morning. First of all, I'm not shooting. Actually, I am shooting, but recording this one at a different time than I normally would. I actually have some time to actually, get it done and record in the morning as opposed to where I usually record. I usually record in the evenings, but I got home late last night, and I got home probably about 2 in the morning from work, and I just didn't want to. I was actually not gonna say I didn't want to. I was gonna record at 2 a.m. because I've done it before. But I was like, nah, I can't do that right now. It's not really, I'm like groggy. I'm like fucking, like zombie mode. You know what I mean? So I was like, maybe I shouldn't record it then and just save it for the morning. So good morning. Actually, by the time this comes out, I would say good evening. I hope you're comfortable. I hope you guys are relaxing. And I hope you have a good one. All right. Happy hump day. Yeah. Oh, and actually, my mom's birthday is, by the time this comes out, it'll be my mom's birthday tomorrow. So I just want to say happy early birthday, mama. Love you. Anyway, so let's get into this. First things first, I want to say we got to start talking about Drake truly being the GOAT. Okay. Now listen. I'm not talking about music wise, because music wise, obviously you can make the argument why he's like number one right now, artist wise. Not saying rap wise. Even rap wise, you could put. I can see the argument. I wouldn't agree with number one as rap, but you can see the argument as why people would say he's number one in rap. But I would say, for sure, number one in as far as being an artist. I mean, he won Artist of the Decade, you know what I mean? So I don't think there's much argument for that. But we have to start having some combos, like really as real combos as far as considering him the GOAT. And I don't mean, maybe I'm just throwing that word loosely, but I don't mean GOAT like GOAT rap of all time, GOAT rapper of all time. I mean just GOAT of a person, bro, because everybody's making big things about what just transpired over the last 48 hours as far as this IG model coming out and suing him for putting hot sauce in a condom. That's why I'm saying we got to start considering him the GOAT. That's some futuristic, future, no pun intended on that one, but that's some fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like we hear about these things, you know what I mean? Like we've heard about, well, I would say in the inner circles, you know what I'm saying? In the community, we heard about like people, or maybe it's just my circles in my communities, and maybe I just got a bunch of weird dudes as friends, but we've heard about dudes doing shit like that before. Never hot sauce though. I've heard of like rubbing alcohol. That's a true thing. I've heard of dudes after getting done. And true story, I've legitimately heard about a dude putting bleach in a condom. That's a true story. And shouts out to you, because whatever you got to do to kill whatever ties, maybe I shouldn't say kill ties, but whatever you got to do to, not get caught up or not fucking, get in the situation that you don't want to be. But that's crazy though, right? I'm not in, obviously we're not in Drake's shoes. We're not in his stature. We're not in anywhere near his level of fame or success. But to go that far and to think that that isn't type of thing that he deals with, like, on the regular, is not far-fetched, is what I'm trying to say. I'm sure he deals with that type of stuff all the time. So it's like precautionary. And I'm sure that, he's had homies and shit that told him, yo, you got to do this, blah, blah, blah. Because you don't just come up with that, like, out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? You don't just, like, think, like, right away, it's like, let me grab this. There had to have been some type of advice, or someone had to have given him that info to be like, yo, you know what, bro? And how does that convo go? Imagine that shit. Yo, bro, listen. After you get done smashing, dog, when you go tie that thing, before you tie it up to make sure, bro, put some sriracha on that. Put some sriracha inside, and then wrap it up, and then just throw it away. Okay? he's probably just like, yo, well, word like that, eh? Because he's Canadian, like that, eh? And then the dude just goes, yeah, bro, trust me, sriracha, throw that shit away after you tie it up. Make sure you double knot it. And he goes, yo, word, hey, I'm gonna try that, eh? I just realized my Canadian accent sounds like I'm cholo. Hey, fool. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But listen, yeah. So I definitely gotta give him his props on that because look, he's just trying to. You know what I'm saying? He already has one. You know what I'm saying? I know how that is. I got one. All right. To have two, I'm like, yeesh, yeesh. Not that to say I wouldn't be down because I love kids, but damn, yeesh. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, not like I feel like I guess like first at front face value when you first read about it or hear about it, you're probably thinking like, why the fuck put hot sauce in a condom? You know what I'm saying? And why was that girl trying to use a condom, try to put it back inside her? For obvious reasons why she did that, but it's also obvious reasons why he did that too. So in a way, it's kind of like, who is not even saying wrong here, but who gets most joked on? That's the real question. Who's getting laughed at more? Is Drake getting laughed at more for putting hot sauce in a condom, or is she getting laughed at more for putting a condom in that had hot sauce back up inside her and then gets caught up and then fucking burns herself? Also, that shit's gonna hurt, right? Because I know she's suing, but real talk though, now that I think about it, does she have a legit case? Does she have a legit case in the court of law? And is she guilty from the public opinion, or is she guilty from actual court of law? Two different things, right? Way two different things. Anyway, I needed to get off that one, talk about that one first because it fucked me up. I thought about that like, yo, oh my God, the memes that come out. Here's when, okay, social media obviously has a lot of negatives. It's toxic. It's everything, right? It sucks. But now hear me out. It also comes with a lot of great material and great fucking memes. The amount of the memes that came out like immediately after this stuff came out. Oh my God. Oh my God. They're first of all, I don't know how they get in depth and they're creative with these memes because they go deep as far as they get him laughing. They got one of him like when was it? It was something about like when she like how Drake was when he walked in and found her. There was another one about Tristan Thompson somehow being linked to them, which my bad for not even my bad, which it sucks to be for Tristan Thompson being dragged into these memes that don't got anything to do with them, but you know what I mean? Or maybe they do. But yeah, so the memes that came out afterwards, I'm just like, damn, they really going after this dude in a good way because they were hilarious. Okay. So Drake definitely got to start putting you in the GOAT convo because of that. You know what I'm saying? And then it should teach a lot of other guys too going forward. If you're anywhere near like that, yo. Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it too, I remember as a child, teen, a youngin', I remember hearing about, I don't know how true this is or was, but I remember hearing about girls poking holes in condoms. That's how old I am. I'm old enough to remember that thing actually happening. Again, actually, I don't know if it's a real thing happening or not, but I remember being like, you can't trust condoms and girls like all the way because they could poke a hole at the tip of the condom or through the little, like when it's in the package still, and poke a hole through it. I don't know if that's ever happened to me. Also, I don't know. I'm trying to think if I've ever had a girl just hand me a condom that she had. I think so. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I have, but it's not like even when the girl gave it to me, it's not like I didn't just grab it and just inspect it and like looked and you know what I mean. Put a UV filter on, put a fucking magnifier on. I didn't go through all that. Also, I don't know if that's true. Is it? And also, I'm a kid, so I'm sure that like if that was happening with other kids, I'm sure the women kids weren't trying to do that because I'm sure they weren't trying to get pregnant themselves, right? So I don't know how true that is, but I do remember hearing about that. And I remember thinking, well, then I just won't wear condoms. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But that's like a thing, you know. You do have to be careful with a lot of stuff. And this is a true story, by the way. I remember one time, I'll never forget this. I remember I was in high school, right? I was in high school, and I remember laying on the floor. I was asleep because I'll sleep on my grandpa's floor in the living room. And I remember one time my mom, she came in and I was asleep, like just on the floor, you know. And I remember she had this brown bag, and I remember she came in and she just drops the fucking the brown paper bag, like right, not on my face, but damn near. You know what I mean? Like, you know how parents do, like here. And she dropped it like right in front of my face. And I remember like, what the fuck is this? And I look inside and it's a bag of condoms. And she just goes, and I'm like, what the? She just goes, I don't know what you're doing, but I'd rather you be safe. And just drops it off. And I'm like, these are like these are the ones, they're like the Durex ones. You know what I mean? The ones you get from like Planned Parenthood, or the ones that you just get like randomly, like they're giving out like in samples, or like it's always in a clear jar. You know what I mean? It's like the people giving them out, they want you to know what they are, and they want to fucking get you embarrassed when you get them, because it's just a clear jar. You can't, yo, does it have to be clear? Anyway, but it's one of those, you know what I mean? It's one of the ones that are like, it's exactly from Planned Parenthood. Matter of fact, I think it might have said Planned Parenthood. But I remember I got them and I was like, I don't know how to react to this. Part of me wants to be like, what? Do you think I'm just out here going crazy? You know what I mean? You think I'm just fucking everything? And part of me was just like, I'm not going to even, like, yo, dog, I'm not even going to use these. You know what I mean? Like, part of me was just like, I don't know what to do with them. And I don't remember, I can't even, this is so long ago, I don't even remember what I did with them, or if I even, like, I might have just gave them away, or maybe I just had them there and just, like, never really used them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe I did. It's tough to say, but I'll never forget that. Here you go. I don't know what you're doing. Just be safe. Low key, that's kind of like the way to do it, right? As a parent, because how do you do that? How do you? I don't know. Everybody has an interesting story. Some people, you know, I realize too is that some people are way cooler or have a better, more chill relationship with that they have with their parents in comparison to others. I've noticed that. Like, some people are like really open with their parents. Like, they could literally talk about anything, right? They can joke around about stuff. They can, you know, talk about dirty shit, take the talk about sex and stuff like that with the parents, and they all just joke about it and everything. And then on the other hand, I know people who can't do that because they just get all weird. They feel awkward with it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like grosses them out, you know? I don't know where I fall with it, you know? I never really thought about it, I guess. But when I guess maybe I'm somewhere in the middle, because when I like I said, the people that I know that are like hella cool and hella open with their parents, sometimes like the way they be talking to each other, I'm like, damn, that's how you talk to your mom? Like, y'all good like that? Like, there's no buffer, no barrier, no little thing of privacy, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit, I couldn't do that. I mean, maybe my dad, I could probably talk about it with my dad, you know what I mean? Be like, talk about stuff, but I feel, man, yeah, I wouldn't be able to talk about that with my mom's, yo. She just like, she too sweet. I don't want to, like, you know what I mean? Ugh. Yeah, maybe that's where I fall in with it. But yeah, so brown paper bags, maybe that's what I'll do with my son. I'll just go, here you go, bro. Do your thing. Be safe. Your grandma told me the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, fuck. January. Here's one thing I'm trying to figure out. Are we in winter or are we in spring? Not because of like, you know how like when spring comes around, it's like perfect weather, really sunny, barely any clouds or anything. But right before spring, like I guess the beginning of spring, it's just raining and rain and rain and rain. Well, that's what the fuck it's been like over here. It's been either rainy, windy, or cold. Rainy, windy, or cold. It's like we're getting December weather just later on, like in the back end. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's somewhat sun that's coming out, but this shit's getting annoying, bro. Like, it's getting annoying, especially like being out, because I've been out and about, you know, at night, 10, 12, sometimes 2 in the morning for work wise. I'm not just going out to go out. And it's, yeah, it's cold as shit. It's windy. And it's like sprinkly rainy. Mid-January. Maybe I'm off on this. I just can't think or I can't remember the last mid-January where it was like this consecutively. I'm not talking about once a week or twice a week. This is consecutively, like on the daily. You know what I'm saying? And I'm getting over it. I'm getting over it, especially now that February is approaching really quick. Yeah, I'm just over this shit. Oh, driving. So I've been all over the place lately. I've been in Burlingame, San Francisco, San Mateo, Capitola is near Santa Cruz. For y'all that don't know, I've been telling a lot of people about Capitola, and surprisingly, and unbeknownst to me, they didn't know where that was at. Maybe we have that local privilege, so we're oblivious to it, but a lot of people don't know where Capitola is at. So it's near Santa Cruz, if you don't know. Where else? San Ramon, East Bay. I was just literally up in Santa Rosa and Rohnert Park. You know, basically everywhere, what I'm trying to say, everywhere all in NorCal. And there's one common denominator that I found in going to all these places is that people are still going ham on or for coffee. Okay? It doesn't matter where I go. It doesn't matter what the weather is, and it doesn't matter what is going on. When I say people will start a fight for coffee, I mean that they will start a fight for coffee. Okay? I can't make this up, bro. I can't fucking make this up. Usually, so I have a French press. Shouts out to Mags. Shouts out to George. I have a coffee grinder. Shouts out to Gil. And for the most part, I like to make my own coffee here. I grind my own beans, not grind it. I don't want to make it seem like I'm an expert or I've been doing this shit forever. It's literally just my first bag. So don't get it twisted. But I have my coffee grounds. And I grind my own shit, use French press, get the most coffee as I can, you know. I don't really go out as much anymore to coffee joints like, you know, Starbucks, Pete's. Not to say that I don't or I won't, but there's, or like for example, if myself and Gil are in like, where is it, Fairfield area, there's a spot that we go to link up and get our coffee. Dripio, okay, that's what I call it, Gil. Dripio. No, sorry, excuse me. He gets ice espresso. No, it is Dripio. I'm Drip. No, Dopio. He's Dopio. I'm Drip. Dopio and Drip. Okay. But anyway, so we link up and get the same coffee that we get all the time right there. And but I've been trying to like not go as much, you know what I mean, and getting my own shit here. But when I do go, it's always the same shit. Crazy packed. People are in a rush and they don't give a fuck, right? So I'm at a Pete's Coffee in Vacaville. Pete's Coffee in Vacaville. Line it's one of the things where the line is going outside the door. So I'm standing outside, right? Cool. I'll wait. I'm not in a rush. By the way, I'm just getting one simple coffee. I'm not crazy with it, right? There's one girl. She walks up. She goes straight for the door and she asks, because I'm not the only person outside. There's like two, you know, maybe three of us outside. So she goes to the door. She pops her head in. She looks and she asks, "Are you all in line?" And go, "Yes, we are." We literally formed a line. So I thought it was pretty obvious, but yeah. Yeah, we're in line. Cool. She just goes, ugh, closes the door. And I look at the other people in line. We look at each other and we're just like, okay, you know? Well, and then she like she starts to walk away, does a 180, comes back. She goes inside, walks in. We're like, cool. She's looking around at the people in line and she looks at the cash registers and the baristas, sorry. She looks at the baristas. She looks at the line and she just goes, "Excuse me, how long is the wait?" Like as if it's a drive-through or as if it's like you know what I'm saying? Like you're about to go order food from fucking In-N-Out, you know? She goes, "How long is the wait?" And they're like, "Well, we'll be with you in a second," you know what I mean? And the people, everybody looking back and looking at this girl, we're like, what the fuck's wrong with this chick? I'm like, man, you get in line, you know what I mean? It's the same coffee shit. We're all here for the same thing. It's nothing crazy. She goes, ugh, comes back outside. She stands all the way in the back. Cool. No problem. Literally 2 minutes and 10 seconds, maybe at most, right? She kind of goes to the front at the door where I'm at. She goes, I'm sorry, I'm in a rush. Do you mind if I go ahead of you? And I'm like, I mean, we're all in a rush and there's a line. I go, but if you want, you can, you can go ahead of me. She's just like, okay, cool. And the people behind me are like, the fuck, I'm like, all right, whatever, it's no big deal. Let her get ahead. And she's in a fucking rush for a coffee, sure. So she's at the door waiting. We move up some. So now we're both, me and this girl are inside the store, still in line, but now we're in the back still. She walks up to behind the person that's already ordering, to the girl that's next to order. She goes, do you mind if I cut you? I'm in a rush. The girl's like, what? No, I've been waiting here. You know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. No joke. Has a full-on fucking temper like a child temper. This is an adult. This is an adult. You feel me? She has a full-on temper tantrum. Fucking freaks out. Starts going like, you fucking... I don't want to repeat a lot of the stuff that she said, but she was basically going off on this girl, but I felt bad. And she was just essentially just saying like, she should have the right of way because she's so-and-so and she's in a rush. And she said something about her dog at the vet and fucking why she should be ahead of this girl because of all this other shit. She's spazzing out, whatever. Everybody just, and then not everybody, but we're just like, what the fuck is wrong with this chick? So then the baristas go like, ma'am, we can just get you in a second. Can you just wait? You know what I mean? And they even like, look, just stand to the left. We'll get to you, whatever, And she starts fucking breaking shit, hitting shit. And she's just like, I'm going to fucking leave. Just starts to leave, but like knocks everything down. You know what I mean? Boom, 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 boom. Like the display stuff and whatever stuff that's there. I low key was just like, yo, throw me a juice. The pressed juice that they have right there. I'm like, give me one. But she just goes, whatever, walks out. Cool, we're thinking that's the end of this girl, right? Walks out. A few minutes pass, I'm getting closer. Comes back around. Can't make this up. Comes back inside. Nonchalant, like hella, Sees me, recognizes me that I let her cut in front of her. Now that I'm closer, she comes up. She goes, hey, do you mind if I go in front of you? I'm like, what the fuck? I go, no, nah, like, no, I'm sorry. No, I've been here. Like, I'm good. Respectfully, in a nice way. And she legit just goes, fuck you. And just leaves. Now, let me take that in for a second. Hold on. I let you cut earlier. You spaz out. You have a little temper tantrum. We move up closer. I deny you to cut me for the second time. And I'm the bad guy for a coffee. Mind you, all I was getting was a grande cold brew. That's it. I didn't mind the wait. She didn't. And she said, fuck you. There's a lesson to be learned here. And the lesson is patience. Okay? Now, maybe let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she was a girl that had the hot sauce and a condom. Maybe she was having a bad day. Maybe she had just ordered her coffee an hour ago. She put it on the freaking roof of her car and then drove off and the coffee fell. Maybe she got a coffee and it was completely wrong. I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it was just a bad day. It was a Monday. Maybe she had a bad case of the Mondays. But that's still no excuse to just be a fucking dick to people. You know what I mean? You don't have to be an asshole to anybody. And you got to have more patience, people. Especially you being an adult. How old are you? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And the lesson to be learned here is, make your own coffee at the crib. You know what I mean? Get your French press. Get your coffee grinder. Make your own coffee at the crib. And don't curse people out. All right? That's all I wanted to say. That shit really threw me off. And that's a true story. Pete's Coffee. Now, will I be going back to Pete's Coffee? Of course. Come on now. Of course. That's a real like if we could do a versus or like a competition, or maybe it's very simple. It's actually not that complicated. Maybe I could just put up a poll, but maybe I'll put up a poll. Starbucks or Pete's? Starbucks or Pete's? I feel like that's a good battle right there. Starbucks or Pete's. Okay, so next on this agenda, so I'm trying to collab more with local businesses here in Sacramento, and I want to actually physically go and like, you know, show my face to some of the businesses and everything because I want to interact with them and, potentially do some more live recordings with them and you know, be in somewhat of association with them. That'd be great on my end. For me, it's a plus. For them, I don't see what there's much from the game other than just exposure and shit like that. Not that they need anymore, but I want to like interact more and get the my face out there, and then get the brand, the Hypocritical AF, out there, and see if we can network a lot more. So I'm gonna be going to a lot of places downtown, midtown, and not just limited to Sac, but like the greater Sacramento area. I want to, yeah, like essentially shake hands and network. It's just really just networking is what it comes down to, right? So I want to do that because I want to do more, like I said, live recordings and stuff like that. But the more and more we get into this, like the more it's growing and the more it's being active and everything, the more I just find that the more I think about why I need more of a team, right? Because I've been doing this a year now, a little over a year, literally barely over a year, and everything's just been, as far as the groundwork and actual, you know what I'm saying, like the meat and potatoes of everything has just been me, but I don't like to say that I don't have a team or don't say me, because I think of we as in like everybody that I've ever had on, everybody that's helped grow it, everybody that's shared, everybody that's liked or been a part of stuff. I consider that team, it's like a team thing. So I've always said we, but like I'm more and more as this, like I said, keeps going on, I want to get, that's ideal, right? To have like an actual team, I'm not there yet. Like it takes a lot more stuff, and then a lot more sacrifice from other people, and also, they'd have to understand, not that they don't have to, but if the team would be built and come along, we'd all have to be on the same page as far as commitment, understanding that there's not much money that's being made here on this part. So a lot of the stuff is just spending time, which is currency, because energy is currency and time is currency. So it's one of those things, like not as easy as I thought it would be. But also putting together, as it is with anything. With anything, it's not easy to like fully budget and fully plan everything until you're in the thick of it. Into the thick of it. You know what I'm saying? So I do want to somehow get myself established in a team, or somehow network more and get that one going forward, because presentation wise, it goes better going forward as well. When you go to businesses and when you have other people that you want to work with, having like a structured team around you just makes everything look better, on paper and even intangibles. So eventually I'll get that, at least as a plan. Because, yeah, I don't want to be doing this shit dolo by myself, every little thing, you know what I mean? Of course, there's outsourcing and stuff like that, but then that requires funds and allocations, So that is in the works too. That's definitely in the plans. That's definitely in the future for sure. Just right now, I can't fully supply all that. I mean, even just set dressing and staging, right? So, I mean, the set's always going to be the set, but staging. So if you notice, if you're not watching, there's like, I'm constantly, even like, it feels like I don't have one set angle or one set light or one set way, because I'm 1 week I might like this angle, 1 week I might like this one, or another week I might reference a fucking angle from like one of the earliest episodes, you know what I mean? The lighting is different sometimes and everything, because I want to like, I'm still trying to figure out what the exact look is. Like this one right here, I like this angle, you know what I mean? I like the lighting on this one, and I'm still trying to figure it out, or if I have a fully set one. So once there's actual team along and everything, they can help out with that. Small stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a crazy freaking videographer or a crazy photographer to, give some input and everything. And I'm lucky and fortunate enough to have like a group of friends that do those things, and I'm able to like reach out to them for input or for some advice, and they hit me for some free game. Luckily and thankfully, you know what I'm saying? That they help out in those ways. which I feel like it's a good thing too, by the way, to ask and to, you know, to not be, it's okay to not have every single answer and to just be like, yeah, I don't know, let me look this up, or I don't know, let me ask, you know what I mean? That's what I found myself doing. You know, the people that are listening that help me out, you know who you are. I've reached out plenty of times. Hey, well, what do you think about this? How do you feel about that? Should we go do this? How do you feel about this, you know? So that's one, you know, what I want to incorporate more and have as far as, is doing as far as incorporating a team, okay? And speaking of teams, I want to say, yo, I've never not been confident in the Raiders, okay? I've never not been confident. I knew that we were going to be in the playoffs the entire time. I knew we were going to get the wild card the entire time, dog. No, did I say last week that I wasn't confident? I don't know. Did I say last week that I'm optimal? I'm optimistic? Yes, I did say that. And I am optimistic. But shouts out to the Raiders for making that final playoff spot in the wild card. And now we're going to play the Cincinnati Bengals against Joe Burrow. I'm excited for that one. I'm just excited just to have the Raiders back in somewhat relevancy. If you think about the teams that didn't make it, some good fucking teams, you know, some good fucking teams. So the fact that we're in it, you know, only twice, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's only the second time in 19 years and only the second time in the last 6, something like that. That's actually pretty horrible now that I'm, like, you know, saying it out loud. But nonetheless, we'll take it. And I'm confident that we're going to go all the way, okay? I'm confident we're going to go all the way. We're going to take the AFC, win the championship, and then go to the Super Bowl. And then I could sip. Oh, by the way, I'm going to cut dry January is still going on, but I'm going to cut it a couple because I didn't know that fucking Super Bowl was going to be February. I think they said February 13th, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check. Yeah, February 13th. I'm not waiting until February 13th. I'm due February 1st, okay? I'm not doing fucking February 13th, okay? I've had a lot of shit going on. Been busy with everything. Work, side work projects, trips. Plannings for trips. The podcast, communications, everything. And I need a drink, okay? So I'm only going to do it till like February 1st because I'm not, fuck that. I'm not finna wait till 13th. That's too far. And, Valentine's Day, Monday. Do people still celebrate Valentine's Day? I think I talked about this last year. I have to like reach back and reference last year's thing. Anyway, shouts out to the Raiders for being in the playoffs. Shouts out to y'all for watching and fucking putting up with these angle switches and my monotone voice and me probably losing my voice because I've been stupid busy. So sleep hasn't been great, but coffee's been right there. So we good, fam. Anyway, let's wrap this up. So I hope everybody's good. We're 2 weeks into fucking January and got more COVID cases than fucking whatever the hell. We good, fam. So y'all stay safe. Peace.